Guys, if you have any intention to move abroad alone, I would like to give you some tips that will help you understand what it's gonna be like. Stick around. Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Jerry, I'm Italian, but I live in Budapest, Hungary. I moved here alone and I'm still living alone in a nice flat. During these months, or rather during these years, I deeply experimented what living alone really means. Plus, living alone in a foreign country, plus living alone during a pandemic when loneliness reached its peak. First off, let me say that living alone is not the easiest thing in life, both from a practical and from a mental point of view. But at the same time, it can really boost your personality, especially if you're trying to understand who you are and what you want in your life. In this video, I'm gonna show you both the negative sides of living alone and the positive sides. And I will leave the positive sides at the end of the video. You'll be surprised, so watch till the end. Let's go with the negative side. If you're anything like me, used to live in the same flat with my parents and my sister from my childhood through all my high school and university years. Yes, I attended university in my hometown. Then moving alone is gonna be hard. I mean psychologically. In one shot, all of a sudden, you change a lot of things. You have to say goodbye to your hometown, where you know all the streets, all the places, and maybe every person, if it's a small town like mine. At the same time, you change country, so you change culture, and you change language. All of a sudden, you have to speak a new language, and you can't speak your mother tongue, not even when you are angry or in trouble. At the same time, you have to change flat. You have to live in a new environment. You gotta cook in a new kitchen, you gotta sleep in a new bed. Overall, this change is made of several smaller changes that happen all together and with zero nuances, from black to white or from white to black, as you wanna see it. This is psychologically hard. At least in my experience, you just can't get used to these changes. Negative side number 2. This side is very practical. When I was living with my family in my hometown, we helped each other do housekeeping. So somebody was cooking, somebody bought food, somebody else was cleaning, and it was interchangeable. Basically, it was a very nice teamwork. Everything was clean, clothes were always ready and ironed, the fridge was always full. Oh my god, what I'm gonna eat tonight? But when you live alone, things change. You are the one and only who has to do everything. Every day you have to work, because I guess you moved abroad to work, clean the flat, buy food, cook the food, unless you want to give all your salary to fast foods and restaurants, do the laundry, do the dishwashing, take the trash out, and so on and so on. Guys, this thing is not ironed. And guys, that's very committing, because if you just skip one of the issues I told you before, then all the chain is over. And you'll find a list of cumulative things to do for the weekend or for the day after. If any of you guys is living alone, please write down in the comments below if you know what I mean. Another negative thing is that at the beginning, it might be the case that you don't know the language of the country where you have moved and you have no friends to rely on. You start getting a little bit anxious because you know that any problem you have to solve it by yourself. Or even worse, if you need help, you have to ask for a help in a foreign language. Sometimes thoughts become too loud and you need to get in touch with someone. But don't wanna hear the positive sides? First of all, I became ultra fast in doing some practical things. Whether it's about cooking or about doing housework or doing about dishwashing or doing about any other practical stuff, I became a Formula 1 in doing this stuff. And having to do so many practical things also helped me stop overthinking, because I was a big overthinker. For the simple fact that now I just don't have time to think, let alone overthink. I learned how to do things that I wasn't so good at before. Like, for example, today taking a flight is like taking a taxi for me. But back then, when I was living in my small hometown, it wasn't such an easy thing for me. It might be stupid, but for me it was difficult. I discovered my real personality. This is weird, I know. Let me explain. I mean, when you live in a house with your family, you basically have to follow your parents' rules, let's say. I mean, how to do things their own way, where to put objects where they wanted to put them, how the house should look the way they want, where to put a picture on the wall they want. And it's only when you have your own space that you can decide where the hell you want to put a picture. For example, I put this picture, good or bad, but I did it. And I can choose what I want to eat today, and I can cook it the way I want. And for example, I can plan my day according to my issues only. Long story short, living alone, you can really understand what are your real tastes, ideas, interests, like never before. I learned to learn languages much better than in school. Same situation when you can't swim, but you are suddenly thrown into a swimming pool, and either you learn to swim in 2 seconds or you die. Same here. I started learning Hungarian with my personal method, which is the no shame behavior, meaning that I try to speak Hungarian every time I can, and I don't give up speaking Hungarian, even if I know that I will speak like an idiot. I left Italy with a bad English, and today my English is much better. Is it true? Also, I was ashamed of speaking English or Hungarian, and today I speak these 2 languages every day. Happily, I don't have any headache at the end of the day, and I'm proud of myself. I can be proud, right? Most importantly, I learned what I really want in my life. Because when you're left alone with your fears and your thoughts, but at the same time with your ambition and dreams, that's the moment when you stand up and work for those dreams and those projects. Guys, if you plan to move abroad alone, you have to know it's not gonna be easy at all. But after a while, you'll understand that's the best choice you could have ever made, and the best investment for your future to become a real man or woman. Go for it. Don't be scared. Guys, if you liked this video, please leave a comment down below in the comment section. If you live alone, I would like to know about your experiences, because it could be useful for me and for anyone else. Also, subscribe and click the notification bell, otherwise you can't receive the notification for my new videos.